All right. Evening, we are back from closed session. It is 9:10 p.m. Monday, May the 11th, 2020. Mr. Sumner.
Mr. President, it is the administration's recommendation that the Board of Trustees issue an educator probationary contract for the 2021 school year to Tommy Coulter, Amber Sunshine, Ashley Hill, Selena Salinas, Margaret LaHuff, Lee Naranjo, Deanne B. Arce, and Caitlin De Luna.
Thank you, Mr. Sumner. Do we have a motion on administrative recommendation, please?
Mr. President, I also move on that recommendation. I'm Felix.
Thank you, Mr. Landine. Do we have a second, please?
Jan Mostella, I second.
Thank you, Ms. Mostella. Appreciate that. Any comments, questions? Okay. Ms. Mostella,
Yes.
Mr. Landine,
Yes.
Mr. Helsher,
Yes.
Ms. Heck,
Yes.
Mr. Samiego,
Yes.
and I'm Paul Mostella. I vote yes as well. Motion carries 6-0. All right, Mr. Sumner.
Mr. President, it's the administration's recommendation that the Board of Trustees issue a dual probationary contract for the 2021 school year to Gerardo Ledesma, Roxanne Curiel, Antoinette Smith, and Joel Schermischer.
Thank you, Mr. Sumner. Do we have a motion on administrative recommendation, please?
Jan Mostella, I second the recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Mostella. Do we have a second, please?
I'll second that, Kim Schick.
Thank you, Ms. Schick. Appreciate that. Comments, questions? Okay. Ms. Mostella,
Yes.
Mr. Landine,
Yes.
Ms. Schick,
Yes.
Mr. Samiego,
Yes.
Mr. Helsher.
Yes.
Paul Mostella, I vote yes as well. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you very much. Is there any further business, Mr. Sumner?
Yes, Mr. Mostella, looking at future meetings, I just needed to let you know that I do need to hold a short meeting, another meeting before the end of the month. Right now, we are accepting bids for the roofing project. We're evaluating the contractor's submittal, and we would like to get those approved before June the 1st, so we can start working on those roofing projects while we don't have kids in our building. I tried to do that for this meeting tonight, but the bids that had gone out several weeks and months ago were sent out with we're thinking that we were going to have the board meeting next Monday, but to work with the board, we moved it to tonight. So, and if we have anyone else to hire, we can probably do it at that time. But I just have a couple action items that night. And I would like to recommend Thursday, May the 21st, to have that at 7 o'clock and just have those actions dealing with the contractors. And if we have any personnel at that particular point, then we would meet again in the month of June, on June the 15th. And on that night, we'll be doing our improvement plans. Philip will be doing a beginning of the budget process and bring those to you at that particular point. So I request that we have another meeting Thursday, May the 21st.
Thank you, Mr. Sumner. So that's something that needs to be done before, June 1st, so they can get started the work. Mr. Sumner's, any further business?
I have no further business at this time, sir. I want to thank you and each and all, every one of the board members for your attentiveness during this televideo, our Zoom board meeting. I know it's a little bit different than meeting together. And maybe as we approach June, we can resume meeting back together here in the boardroom.
Thank you, Mr. Sumner.
So,
There's no further business. It is 9:15, May the 11th, 2020. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here this evening and participating in this telecommunications meeting here. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you all.
Rodney, you help me